Welcome back to this channel, Eating Disorders in Adolescence section. Let's start. Something to chew on. One of the most dangerous myths surrounding eating disorders is that they are a life sentence. Literally. So hi, I'm Nicole, and in today's video we will explore when you should contact a doctor about eating disorders for you, for your acquaintance, or for your child. Eating disorders are serious diseases which can affect many parts of the patient body. Unfortunately, many people with eating disorders may believe that they do not need any treatment. If you are concerned about a loved one, strongly encourage him or her to talk to a doctor. Even if your loved one isn't ready to acknowledge that he or she has a problem with eating, you can start the journey by expressing your concern and your willingness to listen. Pay attention to eating habits and beliefs that may indicate unhealthy behaviors as well as the peer pressure that can trigger eating disorders. If you notice changing habits or exercise habits in your acquaintance, it might mean that she or he is struggling with eating disorders. If your relative has already been diagnosed with an eating disorder, you should call to them to talk to her or him about calling the doctor again if you see any further change in the behavior relating to food or to exercise. Treatment for an eating disorders is a slow process that may last years. So all the routines, well-child checkups, physicals can identify early indicators of an eating disorders. For example, our routine medical appointments, they may ask the children or the teenager about their eating habits and whether they are satisfied with their appearance. These visits should include checks of height and weight, percentiles, and body mass index, which can alert you or your teen's doctor to any significant changes. The vast majority of adolescents suffering from an eating disorder will enter a recovery phase, but there may be a lifelong struggle with food and consequent weight or loss or gain if you're not treated as you have to be treated. So you and your family are key players in your familiar care. It is very important that you share your observations and your ideas with your teenagers or your child or your sister or your cousin healthcare provider, and that you understand your provider's recommendation. If you have made an appointment to talk to a doctor about, for example, your child's eating or exercise habits, you probably already have some ideas and questions on your mind. But at the appointment, it can be easy to forget the questions you wanted to ask. So it's often helpful to jot them down ahead for the time so you can leave the appointment feeling that you have all the information you need and you requested for. So you even can suggest that your child write down what she wants to ask her healthcare provider too. Some of the questions you may want to ask include, how much experience do you have treating eating disorders? Because not any doctor have experience and know how to treat eating disorders. What are the treatment options? Because there are a lot of treatment options for your child or teenage. The necessity, how will we know whether the treatment is working? Will my child or teenager need to be hospitalized? What's the therapy and how does it work? How will the treatment for an eating disorder affect my child's day-to-day life? And what is the long-term outlook for my child? If left untreated, eating disorders can lead to serious illness and even death. Your first appointment may involve talking with the doctors about your eating habits, being weighed, and having a blood test so that they can check your physical health. Try not to worry about this. It's just that they need to weigh you to monitor your health and to decide what type of treatment is best for you. If you do not want to know your weight, you can ask to stand backwards on the scales and for them not to tell you the results. If the doctor feels after their initial assessment that you have an eating disorder, they should immediately refer you to a specialist for further assessment or treatment. If you notice signs of an eating disorder in a family member or friend, consider talking to that person about your concern for his or her well-being. While you may not be able to prevent him or her from having an eating disorder, communicating is the key. With compassion, may encourage the person to seek treatment. And if you think that you have an eating disorder, talk to your doctor. The sooner you get medical attention and psychological treatment, the faster you will be on the way to recovery. While you may not be able to prevent your family or your acquaintance or your friend from having an eating disorder, you can encourage person. So please don't be afraid to talk and to ask for help. In the next chapter of these educational videos of eating disorders, we will see what are some of the treatments and how are eating disorders in teens treated. Until then, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you're happy with yourselves. Bye.